Hey everybody, welcome to Amy Nolte Music. We're going to talk about music today, we're going to talk about songs today, but not in the way that I normally talk about music or songs. Really recently, I've been thinking a lot and making videos about how nicely beautiful chord changes, beautiful chord progressions fit with beautiful melodies to make beautiful music, and about how it's my favorite thing ever. But thinking about that for a while also got me to think about the opposite of that. Some of the biggest hits ever have only had a couple of chords. And in the instance of all of the songs I'll be talking about today, some of them only had 2 chords. There are so many things that make up good music, things that I don't often touch on my channel. But I'm going to do my best to touch on them today and to make you think about these other parts of music as we talk about 18 different songs that only have 2 chords. Well, 17 of them, 2 chords. One of them only has 1 chord. There are jazz songs that we call modal that only use a couple of chords. I'll talk about a few of those today. The most famous is probably So What by Miles Davis. So What was on the album Kind of Blue, and it was revolutionary because it was 16 bars of D minor, 8 bars of E flat minor, and 8 bars of D minor. I'd like to tell you why I think this song works. The title is So What? And I don't think that the song could sound any more like those 2 words if it tried to. The bass plays the melody, and the instruments answer kind of by saying, so what, after every phrase. Plus, the iconic solos taken by each member of the band perfectly show their personalities. So in the case of So What, I'm going to say the reason that it works is because it was revolutionary. Impressions was kind of John Coltrane's answer to So What. It has the exact same chord changes. And as an aside, both of these tunes originated out of Pavane by Morton Gould. But it has a different melody. And the melody to me and the solos all say, we mean business, and we're going to show you our stuff. I think it works because of the vibe and the solos, pure and simple. Sometimes you get a song like Killer Joe by Benny Golson that only has like 1 or 2 chords for most of it, and then maybe the bridge will have a few more chords. That's what this song does. But I'll bet when you think about Killer Joe that you only remember the A sections or the part that only has 2 chords. Listen to the combination of the bass line, the snare drum rim shot on beat 4, the keyboard stabs, and then what the melody does when Benny Golson comes in with it. This song works because of its relaxed vibe on top of all of those instrumental parts. It's a relaxed vibe. That's my take. Herbie Hancock had a hit in the early 70s with Chameleon. Chameleon's got 2 chords, that's it. Listen to the bass line that is played by the keys and the bass. We all know it, we all love it, and as soon as it starts, it creates a feeling. It's fun and it's playful. And I think that synth bass line is almost all you needed for this song to be fun and playful and for you to leave it on every time you hear it. All right, I've already mentioned vibe. Vibe is something that's almost undefinable, But when you start to break down a vibe, you can start to understand how you might be able to construct a vibe when you make your own songs. The next tune I want to talk about is Lou Reed's Walk on the Wild Side. Immediately the slidey guitar grabs you. Then you hear those subtle brushes. Then you've got the attitude of that vocal and that lyric.
Holly came from Miami, FLA.
And of course, you have the highly singable do-do-do-do chorus.
Do-do-do-do-do.
The violin enters on the second verse and it brings something new to the vibe.
Little Joe never once gave it away.
The whole song kind of sounds like it just is like a big F you. Like I don't care what other people are doing with their music. Like, this is what I'm going to do with mine.
A hustle here and a hustle there. New York City is the place where the...
And this lyric is a glimpse of New York City's underground. It's people living on the outskirts of society, doing things the way they want to do them. And it's exactly how the song feels to me.
I said, hey Joe, take a walk on the wild side.
David Bowie and Mick Ronson produced this track, and to me, the vibe of the song matches the lyric of the song, and I think it feels very underground. The Doors' Break On Through is all about attitude for me. That's the answer to why this song works. The drums and the bass are great alone for 2 bars with their little nod to bossa nova that was going on in the early 60s. But when the guitar comes in so dirty and so punchy, and then Morrison's vocals come in,
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day.
they just steal the show.
Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other.
Some people like to compare the bass line to Ray Charles's What'd I Say? And the drums and the keys definitely sound like they're doing a nod to bossa nova. The guitar apparently was supposed to sound kind of like Elmore James's sound. When all of it's paired with Jim Morrison and everything that boiled up from him that he always gave, I think it's just attitude. Like Jim Morrison's attitude layered with all of the other things that create this vibe made this song. And to me, when I hear it, it's just the attitude of the Doors. It's a beautiful thing. A hotel room full of hippies clapping their hands and singing, led by John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
1, 2, 3, 4.
2 chords, a 1 chord and a 5 chord. Going back and forth, and a lyric that led a movement. Are what Give Peace a Chance is about for me. Incidentally, Tommy Smothers is also playing on this track, guitar. It's a 1 chord, it's a 5 chord, and it's a message for the time that these people believed with their whole souls. The reason that Give Peace a Chance works is because it's an anthem for a movement. Another song that uses the 1 chord and the 5 chord in a totally different way is Jambalaya by Hank Williams, written in the early 50s. This song to me is just about all the fun that you can have in the world. It's about parties and Cajun food and being with the people that you dig.
Goodbye, Joe, me gotta go, me oh my oh.
It's a song that might kind of sound like nonsense words to people all around the world.
Me gotta go, pull the P road down the bayou.
But to Cajun people and people who know that culture, to them it represents a good time with friends and family, eating the food that you love, and drinking liquor from old fruit jars.
On the bayou.
Chet Atkins plays lead guitar, Jerry Rivers is on fiddle, and the whole thing just feels like happiness. And every time that I hear it, I think of that scene in Steel Magnolias. This was Tommy Thunderbook's cover of it, but just everybody having a good time. Jambalaya works because it's pure happiness. I want to talk about a song from the 80s now. I want to talk about Holding Back the Years by Simply Red. Has it occurred to you before that this song just has 2 chords? First of all, it's at a BPM of 88. It feels like a leisurely stroll. There's so much reverb on the rim shot and the tambourine that hits on 4. It sounds magical. The groove that the keyboard and the drums set up just feel melancholy to me, relaxed. But Mick Hucknall comes in with the lead vocal and we start to hear the whole vibe of the song.
Holding back the
With the lyric.
thinking of the fear I've had so long.
And for anybody who has ever lost somebody, something happens in your past that you completely regret, but you keep holding on to them, I think this song rings true. I mean, think about the very singable, very memorable chorus. I'll keep holding on.
I'll keep holding on.
I'm going to say that all of those things, tempo, production, instruments, groove, voice of the lead vocal, lyric, all add up to make the song what it is. And that's the case with every one of these songs. But for this one, I think the real reason that it works, and maybe the reason that you never even thought about the fact that it only had 2 chords, is because it's so dang relatable. Everybody's felt that before. The next 2 songs fit into the same category for me. The first one is Feelin' All Right by Joe Cocker. This song is about the groove and the layering of the instruments. The piano and the drums, or congas, could do it all by themselves. Listen to how good they sound without anything else. But Cocker comes in and adds all the soul in the world.
Seems I've got to have a chance to see him.
Bass, drums, backing vocals come in.
Took the key. You feeling all right?
Cocker just keeps delivering this amazing soulful melody.
I'm not feeling too good myself.
And it all adds up to make you have to move in your seat or stand up and dance every time it comes on. So the reason that this song works for me is because it is danceable. Same thing with Bill Withers' Use Me. What a good relaxed tempo. The sound of the drum and the synth playing together. The acoustic guitar. It just lays on the top and feels so funky. When Bill Withers comes in with his energy that is somehow intense and relaxed all at the same time.
My friend,
It's the perfect storm.
feel is their appointed duty.
You hear this song, you must get up and dance.
I want to spread the news
You must sing it at karaoke.
that if it feels it's good getting used.
It is so danceable.
Oh, you just keep on using me
I love it.
until you use me up.
So I just want to list the things that we've talked about so far. We've talked about relatability of lyric. We've talked about how a energy of a singer can make all the difference. We've talked about how there can be an anthem for a movement, like the message of the song can be the thing that makes it really great. It can be about production, right? It can be about the layering of instruments and the way that those come together in the studio. We've talked about tempo. Just picking how many beats per minute your song's gonna be at can do everything. And if your song doesn't feel like it has the groove that you wish it did, back it off by 5, add 5. Like, make a deliberate decision about tempo because it can mean the difference. We've talked about vibe and how you can choose a word like underground, like for Lou Reed's Wild Side, right? Like, you can choose a word like that and make your song sound like it. I can't exactly tell you how to do it, but it happens. We talked about the musicians themselves making the difference, the soloists on the jazz tunes, bringing their own personality, letting you get to hear every single one of them and how they create in the moment over a bed of whatever's going on. But those soloists can make the difference too. We've talked about bass lines, we've talked about keyboard stabs, we've talked about rim shots, right? We've talked about congas. Groove is maybe the most important thing in all of music. I know that I never say that, but establishing your groove and knowing exactly how you want your song to feel, how you want people to move their body when they hear the song, it's everything. Groove is huge. My friend Victor Wooten likes to say, you never see somebody at a wedding who's sitting down eating dinner and all of a sudden the band starts playing Billie Jean and they go, oh, dude, this song is in E flat. E flat is my jam. I got to get up and dance. Nobody ever does that. It's the groove. That's what makes you want to get up and dance. This is not the key, it's not the melody, it's not the chords, it's that groove. The next 2 songs are very similar to each other, and they are both by Carlos Santana. The first one is Evil Ways. Aside from that timbali that just gets panned right across our ears in soaring stereo, every instrument after that comes in at the same time and sets up a solid groove. With a BPM of 113, which I have a little theory about. I think it might be the perfect tempo. Maybe more on that later. It's a 2/5 vamp, back and forth, 2/5. Listen to that cowbell. Listen to that güiro. Santana's guitar. The organ stabs, not to mention the organ solo. The drum fills. They all combine with a lyric about a woman who needs to change her evil ways and quit hanging around with Gina Jones and who knows who to make a relaxed vibe. I think you hear this song and it's got a relaxed vibe. And all of those things contribute to that vibe so that when you hear it, man, I don't know what you want to do. You want to be with your buddies, like you want to be sitting around on your stoop in New York City with your Corona. I don't know. Like, I think it just has a way of making you feel like you want things to be mellow, which is the same to me anyway as Oye Como Va. Oye Como Va is also at a cool 113 beats per minute. It's so much like Evil Ways. It's got the same 2/5 vamp. It's a formula that worked. Why not do it again? Same Latin percussion instruments, organ, electric guitar. It all feels very similar, but after all the layering happens and you hear the guitar hook, the whole band comes in singing a beautiful Spanish lyric as the chorus. I love the way that Spanish voices sound together in unison like this. So many great Latin bands do it all the time. It sounds so good. All these men just singing all the same notes. The same energy, it's beautiful. The fact that the güiro is in the left ear, the congas are in my right ear, the guitar is straight ahead, it sounds like the shaker's above my head, it sounds like the organ's behind me. It is a perfectly produced Latin anthem that gives me a relaxed vibe every time. All right, the third song in a row that I'm going to talk about that is at 113 BPMs is Chain of Fools by Aretha Franklin. Now this song only has one chord in it. How crazy is that? Just one chord. And it was originally written for Otis Redding, but they felt like Aretha could carry it, and boy did she.
Change, 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 change.
Everything feels great on this track, including backing vocals are some of my favorites ever. But I'm going to go out on a little limb, maybe it's not a limb, and say that the reason that this song could exist and work is because Aretha Franklin freaking carried it. The woman could just sing like nobody's business. And I mean, I think the breakdown in the middle has something to do with why we don't get tired of that one chord. It's a super nice breakdown. Maybe we could call it a bridge. And another thing I'll bring up is Joe South and the tastiest tremolo guitar licks that he plays throughout.
Change, 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 change.
But the reason Chain of Fools works for me is because Aretha Franklin carried it. We're going to talk about another song right now that also works almost entirely because the singer carries it. I'm going to talk about Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Now, seeing that American flag right up front does something to you, especially seeing it juxtaposed with the working people of New Jersey. If you've seen that video once, I think you see it every time you hear the song. So, Born in the USA it soars.
Born down in a dead man's town, the first kicker took us when I hit the ground.
Like, Bruce Springsteen's voice is so powerful.
End up like a dog that's been beat too much till you spend half your life just to cover it up.
To me, it's two things that carry this song. It's those two things. It's the message and it's Bruce Springsteen.
Send me off to a foreign land.
Yeah.
Born in the USA.
Born in the USA. Okay, I want to change gears and talk about a pretty famous song that I think maybe Rick Beato has talked about on his channel. It's A Horse with No Name by America. This song just feels great. It's a soft rock hit. America was a great sounding band. We've got beautiful vocals. We've got beautiful acoustic guitar.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the...
But it's just two chords.
There were plants and birds and rocks and things.
It's an E minor chord followed by like a D major 7 over F sharp chord, just over and over, just up, down, down, up, down, like that's it, just two chords.
The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds.
This song feels really nice and it sounds really nice, but I think the reason that we love it has to do with the fact that it actually paints a picture. You can't hear this song and not like actually see the desert in your imagination. Maybe wonder why he never gave that horse a name. It just feels like what it's about.
The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound.
The lyric paints a picture, and that's my hot take. I think that's why Horse with No Name is only two chords and a very repetitive melody, and we all love it. by Fleetwood Mac. I played this for my family. I played several of these for my family so I could get their impressions of why they think these songs work. But this is what they said about this one. It's wavy. It's loose feeling. It's dreamlike, and the bass is so deep and it hits you like right here. And it brings to mind a man on his skateboard, skating through his neighborhood, drinking cranberry juice from a bottle on a sunny day. This song goes back and forth from F major to G major to F major to G major, and it's kind of like A Horse with No Name, actually, just in the fact that the two roots of the chords are a whole step apart. But you feel like it wants to go to A minor, and it just, I like this song is because the vibe is dreamy, and the name of it is Dreams. It's fitting. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is a hit that Stevie Wonder had when he was only 16 years old, when he was moving away from being little Stevie Wonder to just Stevie Wonder, and it's Uptight. I'm wondering how many people have ever listened to the lyrics of this song. Sometimes when a song feels so good, you don't listen to the lyrics. But it's about a boy, a poor boy from the wrong side of the tracks, and it doesn't matter one bit that he's poor because of the way that he feels about himself inside, like the confidence that he carries, and the way that he feels when his girl is on his arm.
I'm the envy of every single guy.
Now, how about the title, Uptight?
Everything is alright. Uptight and clean eyes.
Have you ever heard anybody use the word uptight to mean good or wonderful or amazing? I don't think so. Have you ever heard anybody talk about Uptown Funk when they're just like in conversation? Like what is Uptown Funk? That's another thing that Victor Wooten asked me one day. Like, what's it mean? Nothing. Got me thinking about other songs that probably don't mean anything. Like, what the heck is watermelon sugar? What is a boom boom pow? We don't know. We don't care. This song, Uptight, just makes you feel alive. It makes you feel like that young Stevie Wonder who feels like he's on top of the world, makes you feel like you can do anything. So the vibe of this song for me is another reason it works. And I think that if you look at what I've said about most of these songs, a lot of it just has to do with the vibe, which, you know, I've gone into. It's the groove, it's the tempo, it's the layering of instruments, it's everything that comes together to make the song feel some type of way. Can only be learned, I think, by trial and error and by listening a lot. If you listen to a lot of music, you're going to be able to pick out the things that are reaching out to you, that make you feel the thing that you want to feel, and say, oh, I think the reason I feel happy right here is because the synth is playing the bass line along with the bass, and I love the way it sounds. Now that is so subjective. It's really hard to know if you're right about that, but I say trust your gut on things like that. All of these things that I'm talking about are just part of who I am because I've grown up listening to music. I do talk about things like this in a couple of courses that I've made, like Everything I Know About Chords, and how you can change the way that you play chords on the piano to fit different grooves in different situations, and how you can add notes to chords to make them feel a different way emotionally. I also talk about how to create motifs in a different course that can mean that you have the power to create a melody of your own, or it could be a bass line of your own, or a line that happens like the guitar hook Santana played, right? Like, I have the keys for you to be able to do these things, and I try to teach them the best that I can over on the Nebula platform. It's a 2-hour-long course, and it's called Everything I Know About Chords. In this class, I walk you through music theory slowly, with purpose, giving you plenty of opportunities to actually sit at your instrument and practice everything that I'm going over. And even if you've never even heard of a major chord or a minor chord before you start taking this class, It doesn't matter because I take you right from the beginning, and I also take you about as far as I can. And everything I know about chords is just one class that I've created. I also have a class about how to create meaningful motifs. I also have one about the blues that I made with my friend Adam Neely. And I've got 4 in-depth interviews with amazing jazz pianists where we go into great detail sitting here at this piano about how they make choices as they play. I've interviewed Larry Goldings, Dennis Ham from Thundercat, Jackie Terrison, and Jacob Mann. The series is called Quarter Notes with Amy. All of these classes, exclusive videos, and much more are available at Nebula. Nebula is also the place where I put my videos first. You can always see my videos at least a few days before you'll ever be able to see them on YouTube. And I can also put bonus videos and extended cut videos on Nebula that you will never see on YouTube. And that's because Nebula is a place for going deeper. I can put longer, more in-depth clips of songs on Nebula than I can on YouTube because YouTube doesn't understand that every time I talk about music, it's fair use. If I teach you about the song that I'm talking about, there's no reason for them to come after me with copyrights. And Nebula understands that. Joining Nebula won't just get you access to all of my extra videos, but it will also get you access to bonus content from many other music creators that you already know and love, like Mary Spender, Adam Neely, 12-Tone Music, and Charles Cornell. It's a platform with no ads ever. And there's nothing to let you know how many times a video has been viewed, liked, or commented on, because those things don't matter on Nebula. It's simply a place to just discover more about the world around you. And you can do that across the entire platform as you discover breathtaking original videos about a variety of subjects ranging from film, current events, history, culture, and even some that are just plain fun, like the Nebula original, Jet Lag, the series, where hilarious friends race across different parts of the globe to compete while learning about the places around them and making me laugh like crazy. Signing up for Nebula is easy if you use my code. It's only $36 for the entire year, which is less than 1 cup of coffee per month. $3 is a really low price to pay for everything that you get with Nebula. Also, one really cool perk is that now you can access guest passes so that if you watch a video that you think is absolutely amazing, you can share it with your friends. Part of what I'm always trying to do is get you to be able to access all parts of music for yourself in the music that you make and to help you understand the music that you listen to every day. I so appreciate you watching me. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.